The Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer shattered records, but it also told us a lot about what is going to happen to Spider-Man / Peter Parker in Spider-Man Brand New Day, which does include a huge physical change that he's going to go through, which includes new powers as well and upgraded abilities that he already has. We have a list of 11 to go over today talking about Spider-Man's powers. Now, the synopsis has even teased this as well. The official synopsis coming from Sony states, crime fighting in a New York that no longer knows his name. He's devoted himself entirely to protecting his city, a full-time Spider-Man. But as the demands on him intensify, the pressure sparks a surprising physical evolution that threatens his existence. And we also have literally seen him go through a metamorphosis in Spider-Man Brand New Day, waking up in a web cocoon, basically, and he arises with organic webbing. The narration from Keith David also did tell us that there are 3 life stages, life cycles to a spider. And in between, they're vulnerable, but then comes rebirth. So we literally are going to be getting a new reborn Spider-Man and Spider-Man Brand New Day, who's going to have a lot stronger and new powers. Now, when they scan Spider-Man, we do have the list that says enhanced human detected, superior strength, superior agility, heightened senses, enhanced perception. Now, these are all just normal Spider-Man powers. And if you look at the scan to the left of that, he still has the web shooters on. The ones that he made, not organic web shooters. So this is before his metamorphosis. So after the metamorphosis, again, there's 11 abilities that we're going to talk about here. The first one is organic webbing, because we see that in the trailer. After he comes out of that cocoon, he has organic webbing all of a sudden. Webs generate directly from his body, unlimited supply. This is actually a very big advantage for Spider-Man. He no longer has to reload his cartridges, right? Unlimited supply of webbing, unless something happens to him mentally, like what happened to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So organic webbing is a big upgrade for him, and it doesn't look like really the mental problems are going to be that effective on his organic webbing. What's really going to be kind of the big effect is him kind of turning into a man-spider type of being by the end of the movie. I don't know how much he's going to turn into Man-Spider. I don't know if he gets more limbs, if his face changes, not sure. But obviously, via the trailer, he is going through some stuff. But going into the next one, he has enhanced durability. He survives a transformation severe enough to require cocooning and comes out on the other side a lot more durable. And I'm going to combine this with number 3, massively increased strength, 10 times his current level, could lift 20 to 30 tons, and that is Bruce Banner's concern. But I'm putting these two together here because these are so important. And the next one really is too. Number 4, advanced healing factor, body regenerates faster, possibly Wolverine level. I'm putting these together because he's going to need all of these. 1, not only to fight the Hand, a lot of their ninjas, but 2, the Hulk. We know that he's going to go up against the Hulk at some point in time. And a lot of people were wondering how exactly how is he going to fare against the Hulk, right? How is he going to take on the Hulk without getting like really, really crushed? Because Spider-Man, at least in the beginning of the film, before he gets these enhancements and new powers, he's strong, but he's not invincible, right? He can still be killed. And if the Hulk goes up against him, the Hulk has a good chance of killing him if he simply just smashes and smashes and smashes, jumps on him, throws him around. There's a possibility that the Hulk could totally kill Spider-Man. But with these enhanced abilities, with the enhanced durability, with the enhanced strength, a massive increase in strength and new advanced healing factors, he does actually stand a chance against the Hulk now as well. Spider-Man can take on the Hulk if he stays very far away from him, but if he gets close to him and the Hulk just smashes him around, well, that's a problem. Well, with his enhanced strength, he won't toss him around as much, and the Punisher is probably going to be there as well to help out a little bit. But moving on to number 5, this is going to be a big one. I really like this. Enhanced spider sense, longer range, and possibly able to detect some telepathic connections. So if Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey, which I totally believe she is, he'll actually kind of be able to sense what she is doing at some points, which I think is going to be a big advantage for Spider-Man. And it might be able to kind of help him understand her a little bit more as well, which I think he's going to need that because he might not fully understand why Jean is so angry at first. But once he kind of senses the torture that she's gone through, I think he might kind of see her side a little bit more. Not to say he's going to go and kill anybody, because definitely not, but he'll be a little bit more sympathetic. Number 6, wall crawling enhancement. Molecular level adhesion works even unconscious. So basically meaning, as we saw him in the beginning of that trailer sitting upside down, he could do this without really having to be conscious that he's doing it. So he could do that and say, fall asleep. That could come in handy. And I mean, we kind of see that when he's in the webs hanging upside down anyways. But the next one, night vision. Enhances vision in darkness, possibly infrared. That is quite interesting. Now, we do see his eyes in the trailer go black and kind of red. It's not Venom, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just not Venom. I do think Venom might be teased in this movie, but I think that's going to be like the symbiote in a vial somewhere, right? If they bust into the DODC and they have a lot of technology there and they have people held prisoner and such like that, there might be a vial somewhere in a container that has black goo in it. That might be Venom, but I don't think the symbiote is going to interact with Peter or anybody else in this movie, unfortunately. Yes, there are a ton of villains, and yes, Peter is getting these enhanced abilities to be able to fight a lot of villains, but I don't think Venom's one of them. So sorry, but night vision will definitely help Peter Parker, especially obviously when it comes to fighting a ton of different people who are ninjas, right? Who can move in the shadows, right? He's going to fight the Hand. There's a lot of people going up against him. Maybe Daredevil's there to help him. We don't know at this point in time, but all of these enhancements definitely are going to help him take on the Hand. And it looks like, based on the trailers, he does have, a bit of an issue, which there's a ton of them, and they use magic. So yeah, makes sense. But night vision will certainly help with those night fight scenes. So 9, Venom/toxin immunity. Body produces antitoxins, which is going to be critical, not related to Venom again, anything like that, but critical when he fights Scorpion. Some people think that when he's sweating and he falls over and he passes out, that's due to Scorpion poisoning him. It could be, but I also think that's probably just generated from his body changing and him going through this metamorphosis. But I wouldn't put it past them to show Scorpion maybe poisoning him in the beginning, and then later after he goes through the metamorphosis, he goes to fight Venom again. Venom hits him trying to inject him with some type of poison or toxin, and it doesn't work because of his upgraded ability. I think that would be really cool and would be a pretty good way to show that this Spider-Man that we have right here is way more enhanced and he is a lot stronger. He's gone through a change and he's come out the other end way stronger. Now, ultimately, he's going to go through some more changes when he kind of becomes Man-Spider, but that's after. So number 10, superhuman agility. He already has this, but basically it's going to be improved. He's going to get more flexible, and impossible movement patterns is what is listed here by the account Earth616, who posts scoops about Avengers, Doomsday, and Spider-Man Brand New Day. They state beyond current flexibility, impossible movement patterns. So basically, he's going to be a lot more agile, and if he can incorporate how smart he is with that, he could do some crazy moves, I'm sure, and outmaneuver a lot of villains this way. Think about Spider-Man No Way Home, how he used math, to defeat Doctor Strange. It's kind of going to be the same way. He's going to be really agile, and if he can use, geometry and everything in this to fight better, he will. I'm expecting that from him. And number 11, this is very interesting. Chemical detection. Track people by scent. Detect emotional states. That is going to be very useful. Both of those are going to be very useful. For example, we've heard a leak that Spider-Man and the Punisher are the ones to go and break Sadie Sink's character out of wherever she's being held. Detecting her by scent would really help, right? Especially if they don't really know where she is. And even if they do, she's going to be held in a pretty big building. They're not going to know exactly where she is in that building. So being able to detect her by scent, that's going to be pretty good. Detecting the emotional states, that's also going to be really good as well, especially when telepathy, psychic powers are involved in this film. Whether you think Sadie Sink is Jean Grey or you think she's a villain using telepathic abilities, this comes into play big time when going up against that, because the emotional states will be able to tell him probably who is being more genuine or deceitful than others. He'll be able to tell if people are scared. He'll be able to tell if people are angry, right? He'll be able to kind of tell if who's on his side or not, right? Going up against Sadie Sink, she says, we heard in the leak trailer, don't get in my way. But being able to detect things like that, emotional states, will help him realize that she's not necessarily bad. She's just got a lot of conviction because of what has happened to her before, which will help him kind of be more on her side and hopefully help the two of them team up in an even better way. So basically what's about to happen is we are getting a stronger Spider-Man than we have ever really seen before, which is going to be really cool. And again, Spider-Man needs that going up against all these villains and the Hulk. That's going to be a really big fight, and he does need those enhancements to fight the Hulk. It's interesting that Bruce Banner is one of the people concerned with his new powers, when in reality he's going to have to go up against those new powers. So a new Spider-Man like we've never seen before. I'm super stoked because there's going to be so many fights in this movie, so many characters in this movie. I'm stoked. This makes me even more excited. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest Spider-Man or Marvel news. You can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.